Hello, brothers and sisters. Cameron here. How are you doing? Back in my old congregation of the Jehovah's Witnesses, I would borrow books from the library from time to time. And one of the books I borrowed was The Divine Plan of the Ages by Charles Taze Russell. I never really got around to reading it until kind of going through it a little bit recently. I was disfellowshipped by the time I had already had the book, and so I just never returned this one because there was no reason to go back to the Kingdom Halls and be shunned and shamed for something that I was doing was natural and completely normal. What was interesting is it was brazenly just sitting out there, and it was put as the Bible students. Growing up as JW, we were taught that the Bible students was the original name, and we adopted the name Jehovah once they decided and started giving God a name, Jehovah. So 2 years after awakening, I found it in a pile of my books, and I decided to flip through it and see what was in it. I noticed right off the bat, you see a lantern on the side of the book. It's directed as the Bible students, not Jehovah's Witnesses, and the very first pages, there's pyramids everywhere. This is crazy, because right off the bat, there's pagan images everywhere. Pagan imagery of things that we weren't even allowed to celebrate, near pretty much worship from this old book. If I had a poster of a pyramid or anything like that in my own bedroom, I'd be criticized. Today, growing up as a Jehovah's Witness in the cult, but this is where we came from. This dude worshipped them. And I've known this for a while, that Charles Taze Russell was pretty obsessed with pyramidology. I just haven't made a video about it, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a long time. I think there's a toad nearby. A video from Caligirl. What's really interesting side note about her is she didn't grow up Jehovah's Witness at all, but she protests and actually had the opportunity to go to where the Charles Taze Russell tombstone is. Please Google this. Pause the video, Google this, come back. On his grave, there's a Knights Templar Cross. His tombstone is a fucking pyramid. All these things are heavily involved in paganism. Given these origins, you think that we would have been more informed growing up in this cult about the origins and the things that Charles Taze Russell blatantly was obsessed with, including their videos on him. They clean him up. They don't talk anything about this. They talk about that he was owner of a bunch of retail stores, and he took all his money in search of truth and what the Bible actually really taught. Paint this picture of him as a well-off man who owned a bunch of retail stores, and that he went in search of what the Bible actually said. And they do not go over his references to paganism, Knights Templar being blatantly on his tombstone, Pyramidology obsession, and this was heavily a part of his doctrine at this time. This book, mind you, is from 1886. By not talking about that kind of information means that they're withholding information, which means they're coercive, which means they're lying. Usually a sign of someone who's highly manipulative, and these are all signs of a cult. Now, I have physical proof that I encourage you guys to go look for these books. You can find them on eBay. If you live near the tombstone, please, upload videos, hashtag them on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Cameron Fader. Please tag me in them. I would love to see them, or shoot me an email, or I haven't had the opportunity to make it out there just to shoot a video. If you're a current Jehovah's Witness watching this video, please Google, do some research. This should alarm you. This should set off some red flags. My earliest memories are being born and raised as a J-dub. My first memory as a child that I can remember is growing up, being pushed in a stroller, going door to door with my mom. I was regular auxiliary pioneering at an early age, and then pioneering before that. And then transitioning to full-time pioneer before I got disfellowshipped. I was on the regional building committee. I think it's now known as the LDC. If someone knows that, you can comment down below and let me know what it's called now. I was building Kingdom Halls, and I had goals of going to Bethel. I was doing regular Bethel trips. A lot of my friends stopped being rank and file, and they started becoming, Bethelites and pioneers, and that's all I hung out with. If we had known this beforehand, it would have been a lot more eye-opening and truthful for us to be like, that doesn't make sense, and maybe some more red flags would have popped off in our brains. Now close your eyes and do this little test with me. Close your eyes, close them. Now imagine this. You're dating someone who's amazing, and you're really, really liking this person, but they withhold information from you that they're an alcoholic. You really start to like this person. You're getting to know this person. They have a lot of values. They're a high-value person. They have high self-esteem, but they're withholding information that they're an alcoholic, and they become exclusive with you. Months go by, and now that you guys are exclusive and this is coming into the conversation, and at the same time you're starting to notice this person is disappearing or not always being where they're saying that they are. They've mentioned things like they woke up with massive headaches at times. Nothing to freak out over, but now you're feeling clingy about overthinking this, right? So you let it slip. Soon you're exclusive and you're talking seriously. You really like this person. They have self-esteem, goals, they're happy. They make time with you and they respect you and make you happy. Then one night this person gets shit-faced drunk and they have to hold on to the grass of the earth just to keep from falling from the face of it. And a lot of people, get shit-faced drunk every once in a while from time to time. That's okay. But then this person starts doing it regularly. Then one day they admit they have a problem and need help, but don't do anything about it. And then you find out about it. You now have spent months with this person thinking very good things about this person, but you know that deep down you cannot date an alcoholic. It's not safe. That person needs to get to the point where they have to admit there's a problem and then build up the strength to go deal with that problem. If they would have just told you that they had a problem to begin with in the first place, you would have saved a lot of time. And that's why when I date, I'm very honest with people about what my intentions are and what could or could not happen. But at this point, you're in this situation, you may feel stupid about it and start to blame yourself that you should have noticed things, should have paid attention to the signs. Don't. They manipulated you. It's the same with what Watchtower is doing to its members. Slipped. They're not giving informed consent. They're not giving full information, letting the members make decisions for themselves. This is all red flags and a sign of a cult. Brothers and sisters, I hope this was informative to you. Definitely subscribe so we can stay in contact if you would like to see more videos like this. I haven't really done a ton, although I've thought about it a lot. I would like to talk more about this. Leave a comment if you want something covered or have something to add to what I'm saying. Make sure that you hit that bell notification so every time I upload a video you get notified so you don't miss any. If you have Instagram, definitely follow me on Instagram. I actually post more on there than I do on YouTube. We have some big news coming up. We're going to change the United States with a bill that we're pushing to really hit JWs and all religion in the gut for some of the disgusting practices that they've been doing exclusively on child abuse. I'm so excited to talk about this. Yes and no, because it's a horrific thing, but yes, because we're going to actually make change. So until next time, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video.